United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approve the minutes of last meeting.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall, approve the minutes of last meeting. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to recess commissioners meeting, open the salary board.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Salary board.
Motion to approve the, go ahead.
Motion to approve the minutes of January 13th, 2015.
Second.
Motion by Treasurer Bondic, second by Commissioner Jean Greco, approve the minutes of the January 14th. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
4.
Want to do it, Treasurer? Not me. Motion to approve item number 4 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Treasurer Bondic, approve item 4 on the agenda. Questions or comments? Yes.
So you're going to replace that? You're removing Director of Human Resources, Deputy Chief Clerk, and you're
Watch,
creating...
you'll see what's going to happen as we go through here.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion to eliminate the position of administrative assistant for the chief clerk for the recommendation of R.S. Stout, acting chief clerk.
Second.
Motion by Treasurer Bondic, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 5 on the agenda. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 6 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Treasurer Bondic, approve item 6 on the agenda. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to eliminate the position of administrative assistant to the Director of Human Resources and to create the new full-time non-union position of Human Resources Administrative Coordinator, salary $30,000 per year, 40 hours a week, benefits according to government mandated requirements, effective date February 11th, 2015, per the recommendation of Richard Healy, Director of Human Resources.
Second.
Motion by Treasurer Bondic, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 7 on the agenda. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 8 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Treasurer Bondic, approve item 8 on the agenda. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any public comment on the salary board?
And one thing before I forget, we have under item 2, I guess I thought Mary Ann was
Yeah,
going to be
Marianne
here.
was going to be here, she's not, so we've got to cross that out. Right.
Also on the commissioners' meetings, I
Right.
thought she was going to be here as well.
Do you have a question, Mary?
Yes, I'd like to ask about, I'm trying to understand what you're doing here. You have Mr. Robert Stout is the acting chief clerk.
Right.
Is he still the acting chief clerk?
Yes.
So what is all this movement from, is this about his salary?
No, has nothing to do with his salary. You go to the commissioners' meeting, you'll see it in the commissioners' meeting.
It says full-time, adjust the salary for the full-time non-union deputy chief clerk at $33,000 per year. So isn't that him?
No, he's the chief clerk, not the
Acting
deputy.
chief. So who's deputy right now? Do we
Right
have?
now, the deputy used to be under the Human Resources Director, and that was eliminated and moved to a separate position like it used to be.
And so do we have a person in that position?
In the commissioners' meeting, you'll see that. Motion to adjourn from that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 7.
How about 6?
I thought we did, Motion to approve item number 6 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall, approve item 6 on the agenda. Questions or comments?
Do you have like a total for all of your expenses for the past 2 weeks? Or what is this, for 2 weeks or for the month?
No, this is for the last 2 weeks since the last meeting.
So do you give like a total? I know you break everything down. How about a total of all expenses for the county?
Use your calculator, add them up.
Right.
And you can't add them up in your head? I mean,
No.
you're a genius.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve item number 7 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall, approve item 7 on the agenda. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 8 is listed on the agenda.
I will second that. Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall, approve item 8 on the agenda. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 9 is listed on the agenda.
Second that, motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 9 on the agenda. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 10 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 10 on the agenda. Questions or comments?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. On number 9, there is no second, place for a second.
Yeah,
We seconded it though, didn't we?
we second.
Yeah.
Well, we'll make the
Yes.
correction on it. All right.
Sorry.
All in favor on item 10?
Aye.
Item 11.
Motion
Well,
to
you didn't
approve
ask for,
item
you didn't
number
ask for
11.
public comment on 10.
Yeah, good.
You did?
Motion to approve item number 11 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 11. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 12 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 12 on the agenda. Questions or comments?
So that's your deputy chief clerk that you were
Yes.
talking about, is Maggie McNamara of Friendsville, getting $33,000 a year for 40 hours. And then we have a deputy, and then we have a chief,
No, that's incorrect. It should be 35.
should be 35
Yeah,
hours?
that's what we just settled at the Commissioners meeting, or at the salary board, didn't we? No, it's
No, it's
33.
40. Wasn't it 40? What, you talking about the money or the hours?
Yeah, what do you?
Money.
30, it was 33, I thought.
Yep,
Yeah, all right, 33 is right.
She almost got a $2,000 raise.
No, it's fine.
It says 33 on mine.
It's right, I thought it was 35.
Oh,
It was
okay,
33.
all right.
Okay,
So
any
what
other
do you have,
questions,
wait a
comments?
second, I'm not done. You have a deputy chief clerk at 33,000,
Right,
and then you have a chief clerk, and what's his salary, 40 or
I can
something?
tell you off the top of my head.
And he also has how many other jobs?
And he has a couple other jobs.
So he's making 40 at one job, and then he's also, what's his other position?
He's also, you know that, he's the director of EMA.
He's the director of EMA, and what's his salary for that?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
So it's probably at least 40 also.
Well, it's not 40
No,
and
it's not
40.
It's
so-
not 40 and 40?
No.
No?
All right.
Well,
Well, then you can say what it is, so this way we don't
Any
have
other
to guess.
questions? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 13 is listed on the agenda.
Second that. All right, that's the one that was. That one is wrong. That should be 30 per the salary board. That's the one that I thought was wrong. If you look at salary board, it was 30, not 28.5.
Jesus.
So that should be at 30. So item 13, you still want to have a motion at 30 with the
Yeah.
corrected? Okay, I'll second it as the corrected. Questions or comments?
Yeah, except I thought it was 28.5.
And
I-
the
and I
well, the
didn't-
salary board
Yeah, I
had it
know, I
at
didn't,
30.
I did not read that properly.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 14 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall, approve item 14 on the agenda. Questions or comments?
And what do? Do you buy this every year? You got county funds, almost 60,000 to buy conservation easements. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, this is funding that comes in from the Clean and Green Rollback plus the Marcel's Legacy Fund to support the Conservation District and the protection of farmland from subdivision and development.
So do you have a list of what those easements are if anybody wants to look it up?
And you can check with the Conservation District, that's their...
They would have it?
Yes. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 15 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion to approve item 15 by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 16 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Hall, approve item 16 on the agenda. Questions or comments? Yes.
Can you explain what this hazmat account is, preparedness, in the Preparedness Emergency Committee for $27,000? What are you actually buying or contributing towards?
It's it's a program to take and make sure that all the counties in the county and all the townships and boroughs have all their plans in place for their emergency preparedness if there's a catastrophe or if there's any issues, and it helps fund that. All in favor?
Aye.
Public comment. Yes.
Last meeting, I had mentioned, all my concerns about the county ordinances concerning compressor stations as far as soundproofing and muffling. And after the meeting, we spoke about it, you and I spoke about it a little further. Have you looked into what can be done for further soundproofing and muffling so we don't hear it up to 2 miles away?
All right, so here's the issue with the so-called noise ordinances and all that. After doing the research, first of all, if a township or a municipality has zoning, they have the right to control the noise ordinance in their area. If they do not have zoning, then it goes to back to the county subdivision plan. The county subdivision plan has a noise level requirement in there for the permitting of the subdivision. And the other issue with that was the comment that was brought up was that the engineers use 2 of the motors to certify what level that it's going to be taken and operating at once it gets turned on. And reviewing that with the engineers, that is a common practice across the United States on using their formulas to determine what the noise level is going to be. Now, once that's done, and they've certified that it should operate at a certain level, and it's given to the county, then the county has the ability to take and permit the subdivision of the property through the subdivision plan. Once that's done, then it falls back to either the township or the state to comply with either the township or the state's regulations. And in this case, it would be DEP's responsibility. So once a site is permitted, and if there's any noise issues that the public has, they should be calling DEP and filing a complaint with DEP to have DEP come out and do their job. So now, again, the way the townships and municipalities can handle this is if they do a comprehensive plan and enact their own zoning, then they can enact their own laws to govern this.
And where did you get the information that the DEP is responsible for noise? Who told you that?
Got that through the solicitors.
Because I've contacted the DEP a number of times about noise, and they say they're not involved at all with noise, only emissions.
Well,
And
then you need to call the head of DEP because it's in the Act 13 requirement.
And you are the enforcers on
We
your
are not
own.
the enforcers.
Aren't you mentioned as the enforcers in your own ordinance, your own saldo?
No.
That if there's any kind of a violation or problem, you are the
No,
enforcers?
we are not the enforcers. The saldo is a permitting operation only.
So you're not the enforcers at all if anything goes on in our county concerning subdivision and land
We are
ordinances?
only involved in the permitting. We are not involved in what happens after the permit is issued.
So if there's a problem with any kind of a land ordinance or subdivision, what is the recourse for a citizen? They can't go to you, they have to go, what, to the courts?
Yeah.
Or to the DEP?
DEP, EPA, whatever agency controls it. Public Utility Commission? Yes,
And
Bruce.
Can I infer from what you said that the people who put up the compressors put in, what, sometimes 4, 5, 6 compressors in one place?
Right,
They install 2 compressors and they do a test.
Right.
Am I right so far?
you're right so far.
Based on the...
No, they
One
installed 5
compressor-
already.
Oh, wait a minute, you're not on. There's one compressor, Bruce, multiple engines sometimes run that compressor station, depending on how big it is.
Okay, all right, so then they run 2 engines, according to
Right.
2 weeks ago.
Right.
And they estimate from the sound of those 2 engines what it would be with 5 or 6 engines running. At that point, they say, okay, we're good, and we're within the regulations, and then they get approved or whatever, and then the other engines run, and obviously there's been some problems. At that point, what you're saying is that if we skip the in-between, if there is a major problem, the individual homeowner is on their own.
Well, the individual homeowner can file a complaint with DEP, they can file a complaint with EPA, they have a recourse. Unfortunately, the state doesn't have, like in the state of Arkansas, the state of Arkansas has a oil and gas commission that deals with all the issues and concerns and problems with the oil and natural gas industry, dealing everything from landmen to compressor stations to everything. We do not have that in the state of Pennsylvania.
And the county itself cannot intercede in this?
Well, we have done things, but we have no authority to do anything other than continue what we're doing, sending letters and having dialogue with the state officials. I think Mr. Jean Greco has sent a letter on the use of the water use and the truck traffic, about getting the trucks off the road and running pipelines to the well sites to eliminate the truck traffic.
They do what they want, Bruce.
Yeah, well, that was where I was going for the
I know
last
where you
step.
were
That
going, that's what they do.
Once it's a citizen X up against Williams, Cabot, Chesapeake, whomever, I mean, that's...
Right, well, one thing that the state needs to look into is doing something similar to what Arkansas has done and put a commission in place to take care of these issues. Hopefully with the new governor, he'll be receptive to that and do something with that.
Well, I don't know if you heard the news, but he's pushing for a severance tax as of today.
Right.
Motion to adjourn?
No, I still have more, because I asked a
Go ahead.
question. I also asked, and I didn't get an answer about, what did you find out about the soundproofing? Since we keep hearing it, up to 2 miles, what can you do about soundproofing, sufficient muffling of blowdowns? It's in your ordinance, how are you going to enforce that?
Again, I've told you twice, and I'll tell you again, our ordinance that you keep referring to is for permitting, not for operation. So if there is an issue, again, like I said to you already, people need to call DEP or EPA and file a formal complaint.
So you're saying DEP will also cover soundproofing and muffling?
I'm telling you, if there is an issue that the people feel that the operation is out of control,
I will
complaint.
contact them, and then I'll let you know how it works out. And I will,
Is there a motion to adjourn?
no, I still have a comment, I'm not done.
What is it?
I also want to say that I have here, I want to submit to Mike and you, Alan, test results that were done by an organization here in our county about a year ago, and they tested several compressor stations for emissions, for toxic emissions, and they found high levels of formaldehyde, which is a known carcinogen and a neurotoxin. Also, it affects the lungs and breathing. And I want to give you the results here, and this is based on even the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, that it's above the allowable risk levels. And the 3 stations that were tested are Teal, Lathrop, and Williams Central. And I'm asking you for help, you and Mike, to talk to the DEP, which I will also, but you are the commissioners, to ask for a testing, air quality testing in our county at these compressor stations, at least these 3, which were found to have high levels above the risk level. So I'm asking for that, for help with this, because citizens are being exposed to this in the air, and these are all known carcinogens. Tons are being released per year, and we need to do something. We're up to now 40 compressor stations that are affecting our air quality. So I'd like to know if you have any interest in that or concern.
You had something on?
Yes, I'd like to ask Mike or you what you think of this Arkansas law.
Well, every state has a commission. Texas has a commission. In Texas, it's called the Railroad Commission. Look it, you've heard me say before, I am no fan of DEP because I don't believe they step up to the plate, address the complaints that are made by normal people. I've said that 100 times.
Well, I know that's a big experience this summer, but I'm
Yeah.
asking you what you think of the Arkansas law.
I think it's a good law. Pennsylvania needs something. But the politicians were all over the place on this. You would think the politicians that we have there would take a more active step in trying to protect us. Seems to me they're more active in protecting the gas companies than they are us.
Thank you for saying that.
I've said it 100 times.
So thanks for 101.
And they keep doing it, Bruce.
And one of the things, like in Arkansas, unfortunately, there's good and there's bad. And one of the things in the Arkansas's regulations is that there's forced pooling, which also presents a problem for people that don't want to be in a pooling. But what they've done is they've made sure they've protected the people by saying that if you're forced into pooling, you get the highest rate that was ever paid. You don't end up with some low rate that they're trying to trap you into. You get the highest rate that was ever paid, or the state has a rate that has to be paid. They protect their landowners, which is not being done in Pennsylvania. We again go back around and around again about these post-production costs, minimum royalties. Nothing has been done. I'm now getting reports out of the other county that people are getting hit with 90% post-production costs. So they're getting absolutely nothing, some are getting bills. So until the legislature, and we continue to talk to them and say you need to do something on this, but until the legislature steps up and finally does something to protect, it'll be a problem.
Yeah, Bradford County had a lot of trouble, I know that.
Bradford County has huge
God.
problems.
Them people in Harrisburg won't do anything all
Well, I was for a meeting over there where I heard a lot of things just like that. I couldn't believe it.
So, but we'll continue to do what we do. We'll continue to talk to the legislators. We'll continue to talk to Harrisburg on trying to get the reforms. But they probably don't listen to us any more than they listen to any of you.
Well, Bill and I were just making a few comments that maybe we ought to bring it up to our farm bureau meeting. And we're meeting with the supervisors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Motion to
You know, I just have another comment.
Yes.
I'd like to also say that, from what I can understand, there's 3 companies that have moved out or not doing any activity in our county. I'd like to know if you can verify that, but WPX has sold their leases, Talisman has sold their leases, and from what I can see, Carrizo has done no drilling this past year. So there's 3 companies that are down in activity out of about 7. So do you have any comment about that? Is that true, or what, from what you know?
Well, that's mostly true. The smaller ones are being gobbled up by the bigger companies now, and they're taking over. And like one of the companies had some financial issues and sold off a lot of their rights to another company.
And do you know which one that is? Which one are you
I
referring to?
can't remember. I think that was WPX, yeah.
And then Carrizo is just, you know anything about Carrizo, why they're
No.
so inactive?
No, they're not very big anymore.
I believe there's a sign up by with their, for lease.
Is it?
For
Yeah, I
their
think so,
office,
yeah.
you mean?
Yeah. Motion adjourned, second. All in favor? We are adjourned.
Good job. You too.
Okay, but here, it's not from, show me where it's from some company and it's certified. Give me that, and then I can do something with it. But I'm not gonna take a piece of paper that's got a bunch of numbers on it, that'll say who it's from, it's not certified.
Well, I just said it was from here.
I don't care
Where you set it from, you know, give it to me on their letterhead with somebody signing it saying it's certified. You want me to look like an idiot? Take that down and say, here, I got a bunch of numbers. You gotta be able to prove it, substantiate it.
All right, I'll get the letterhead for you.
Excuse me.
For now.